Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty fascinating, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's this question of how you take a really big, natural space, a wildlife reserve, and use digital tech to make the visit better, but without wrecking that feeling of being in nature.
Yeah, that's the balancing act, isn't it? And we've got a great case study for this deep dive. It's from the UK, the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust, WWT.
Ah, WWT.
Specifically, their Washington Wetland
Yeah.
Center. And our mission here really is to unpack how they use this quite comprehensive digital approach,
Hmm.
not just for, pushing conservation message, which is key,
Sure.
but also to genuinely shake up their operations, and this is pretty neat,
Hmm.
figure out a new way to actually pay for all the tech.
Okay, let's get into that because, WWT isn't some small local group. They're the big UK wetland conservation charity.
Leading the way, yeah.
And Washington Wetland Center, that's just one of their 10 sites.
That's right. This one's up on the Riverware, Tynenware. It's a big site, 105 acres.
Wow, 105 acres.
And across all their sites, they get over 1 million visitors a year. So the scale is significant.
Yeah, and that scale must bring some real headaches, logistically.
It does, and that's really where the digital challenge started.
Mm.
I mean, they've got this amazing mission, connecting people with nature.
Right.
But at Washington, they were hitting these classic problems you get with big sites. Just think about finding your way around 105 acres. It's easy to miss stuff, feel a bit lost, maybe overwhelmed.
So, okay, beyond just the size, what were the specific, friction points they really needed tech to sort out?
Well, navigation was definitely top of the list, getting people around that varied landscape smoothly.
Makes sense.
But maybe more importantly, they couldn't really communicate with people in the moment, Like if a rare bird pops up or a keeper talk starts suddenly.
Ah, right. No way to send a quick alert.
Exactly. No real-time species alerts, no timely event updates. Plus, they wanted to encourage more self-led exploration, like interactive nature trails, rather than relying solely on staff-led tours.
And I guess this digital push connects to their bigger green goals, too. Because it wasn't just maps they were printing, right? All that paper signage.
Absolutely. That physical printing, the maps, the leaflets, it just didn't sit right with their sustainability commitments. It's a cost, too, and an environmental thing.
Definitely.
But I think maybe the most critical gap wasn't even visitor-facing initially. It was about data. They were kind of flying blind on visitor behavior.
Ah,
They
interesting.
needed a proper way to understand, what routes are popular, which hides get missed, which conservation messages actually land with people. Without that data, making smart decisions about resources is really tough.
Okay, so that lays out the challenge really clearly. They needed something that could juggle operations, education, the visitor experience, conservation, and even find a way to pay for itself.
Yeah, tall order.
And the source material points to a platform from a company called n-gaged.io.
That's the one. And what's interesting is it wasn't just like one single thing. It was a two-part solution. So you had the guest-facing mobile app, fully branded for WWT, obviously. But crucially, that was paired with a pretty powerful back-end system for the attraction management system, or AMS.
Right, the AMS.
And that AMS is really the operational hub.
Right.
It lets the team manage content, events, communications, all across the whole site, pretty much instantly.
Okay, let's focus on the visitor side first then. How did this app help people conquer that big 105-acre space? We know it had digital tickets and stuff, but you mentioned mapping.
Yeah, the mapping is fundamental. It's an interactive GPS map with wayfinding, so you can easily find, the bird hides, the exhibits, the cafe, whatever.
Standard GPS map sounds good.
Well, yes, but it's actually cleverer than that. It uses dual technology. Standard GPS for outdoors, getting you in the right general area,
Okay.
and it uses beacon technology.
Ah, beacons. Okay, maybe quickly explain for anyone listening, what do beacons add, especially in a nature setting like this, GPS we mostly get?
Right, so think of beacons as like super precise, hyper-local digital signposts. GPS gets you to the bird hide, maybe.
Yeah.
But when you actually step inside that hide, where you're standing right by a specific plant or exhibit, the beacon tells the app your exact pinpoint location. Much more accurate than GPS indoors or under tree cover.
Ah, I see. So the app knows exactly where you are.
Precisely. And that means it can deliver the right information right then and there. Not just you're somewhere on the North Path, but you're looking at this species, here's a fact about it.
And that's where the education piece really comes alive, I suppose, contextual learning.
Exactly. Which leads straight into the in-app nature trails.
Okay.
These are automated, self-guided walks, perfect for families, school groups, anyone really. The app basically becomes your digital guide.
Hmm.
It walks you through different habitats, points of interest, and uses rich media. So audio clips, video, text, images, all triggered automatically by your location, thanks to those beacons and GPS.
That sounds like a huge win for the conservation messaging. The info arrives just when the animal or habitat is right there.
Yeah, that immediate connection is so much more powerful than just reading a static sign you walked past 5 minutes ago.
Okay, but let me play devil's advocate slightly. If people are looking at their phones for maps and info, aren't you just distracting them from the actual nature they came to see, pulling them out of the moment?
That's a really fair question and something they definitely thought about.
Yeah.
The aim isn't to have people glued to screens constantly.
Right.
It's more about enhancing those key moments,
Yeah.
like the real-time stuff, the push notifications and species alerts.
Yeah, the bird alerts you mentioned.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get a little ping. Hey, look left, the kingfishers just landed at the east tide.
Ugh.
That kind of alert pulls you deeper into the experience. It doesn't really distract. It encourages you to look up, to explore, and it probably makes you stay longer because the visit feels more dynamic, more alive.
Okay, that makes sense. And it clearly resonated because the results they saw, wow. The source material mentioned some really strong numbers after the launch in early 2024. Yeah, the uptake was pretty immediate. They quickly got over 4,000 app downloads, which is solid adoption.
Good start.
But for me, the number that really jumps out from a sort of communications and marketing perspective is the email opt-in rate through the app.
Go on.
45%.
45. Seriously.
Yeah, 45% of app users opted into email communications.
That's incredible. I mean, in marketing terms, that's gold dust. It basically turbocharges their ability to keep talking to visitors, fundraising, building loyalty long after they've gone home.
Totally. Turns that one-day visit into potentially a much longer relationship.
Amazing.
And then look at the engagement on site. The proof that the features, the content, the navigation actually worked. Average visit duration,
How long were people staying?
3 hours and 49 minutes.
Wow. Nearly 4 hours.
Yeah. In today's world, holding someone's attention actively on site for almost 4 hours, that's pretty phenomenal. It shows people were really using the app to explore deeper.
That dwell time definitely suggests they weren't just doing a quick loop. Okay, so the visitor side looks great. Let's flip back to the operational side. You mentioned the AMS backend for staff. What did they gain?
Precision, mostly. Data-driven decision-making. They now have this analytics and insights dashboard.
Right, the brains of the operation.
Essentially, yeah. It lets them track visitor flows, see which content people are engaging with, and crucially, which routes are popular and which aren't. Heat maps, dwell times in certain zones, that kind of thing.
Okay, so can you give an example? Like, what might they actually change based on seeing that data?
Well, exactly that. Say the dashboard shows a path is really busy, but maybe engagement with the app's content drops off halfway along.
Okay.
They can instantly tweak the content for that zone via the AMS. Or maybe they see a new side path isn't getting much footfall. They could push a targeted notification just to people nearby, discover the hidden pond just 50 meters this way to encourage them over.
Ah, clever.
It means they can adjust staffing, improve physical signage placement, fine-tune the educational programming, all based on actual behavior, not just guesswork.
That's much smarter resource allocation. And it ties back to the sustainability thing too, right? Less guesswork means less wasted effort, and the source mentions the digital approach cut down massively on printing costs for maps and flyers.
Yeah, the cost saving on print is definitely real. But here's where the financials get really interesting. The revenue model they set up, it's quite unique.
Okay. You mentioned this earlier.
Right. So normally, a big sophisticated platform like this comes with a hefty recurring SaaS license fee, software as a service.
Yeah, those can be expensive.
But WWT Washington managed to structure it so the entire license fee is funded through an in-app discounted ticket offer.
Wait, hang on. A discounted ticket pays for the whole software license? How does that math work? Usually discounts cost money.
It works because the discount acts as a huge incentive for people to download and use the app to buy their ticket. So you get rapid digital adoption.
Okay, so lots of people use the app.
Right. And because the app then drives so much value, longer visits, meaning maybe more spend in the cafe or shop, plus the operational savings from less printing, more efficient digital ticketing, and because it deepens engagement, which helps with future support, that overall value generated more than covers the cost of the software license fee via that initial ticket offer. The source even says it generates additional profit.
So the discount is like a strategic investment to get people onto the platform, which then unlocks all these other efficiencies and engagement benefits that actually make the whole thing pay for itself and then some.
You got it. That is genuinely sustainable digital transformation. It's not just a cost center. It's enabling the mission and the bottom line.
And the team there seemed thrilled. Deborah Nolan, the marketing and comms manager, is quoted saying exactly that it helps them engage visitors in real time, deliver conservation messages effectively, and just makes the whole big site easier and more enjoyable to explore.
Yeah, that human feedback is vital. It shows that tech isn't just numbers on a dashboard. It's genuinely improving the experience and helping them achieve their core purpose.
Okay, so boiling this down, if you're listening and you run a nature park, maybe a zoo, or any kind of large visitor attraction with an educational mission, what's the clear roadmap from this WWT Washington story?
I think the lessons are pretty clear. First, ditch the static signs as your primary tool.
Yeah.
Use proper digital mapping. That mix of GPS and beacons is powerful for context.
Right, better orientation.
Second, lean into self-led educational trails. Automate that guided experience, especially for families and schools. Make it interactive.
Okay.
Third, embrace real-time communication. Those species alerts, the event updates, they make the visit feel dynamic and special.
And fourth, crucially, don't forget the back end. It's not just about the visitor app. Build those data channels, understand behavior, use the platform to measure engagement, and extend your conservation campaigns beyond the visit itself. Turn day trippers into long-term supporters.
Yeah, it shifts the whole thing from just a passive walk in the park to a really active, informed, engaging discovery.
So for you, listening to this deep dive, the takeaway really is that technology doesn't have to be the enemy of nature engagement. Used smartly, like WWT Washington did, it can actually forge a deeper, more personal connection between your visitors and the natural world. It reinforces the mission. This case study shows digital transformation isn't just about, handy maps. It's about building a truly scalable digital foundation that boosts education, strengthens conservation impact, and remarkably can even pay for itself.
Absolutely. And maybe that leaves us with a final thought, something for you to mull over.
Go on.
If a huge 105-acre reserve like WWT Washington can use location tech beacons, GPS, to significantly lift dwell time and educational engagement, how far could you push that same idea in, say, urban green spaces?
Well, city park.
Yeah, city parks, community gardens, places with no entry fee, no ticket sales. Could you leverage these kinds of insights and tools to foster community stewardship, to deepen ecological understanding, even without that direct revenue stream WWT used? What would that look like?
That's a really interesting question for the future of our urban green spaces. A great place to leave it. Thanks for exploring that with us.
My pleasure.
And thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.